So one of my best friends asked me to make her daughter a dress-up station for Christmas, and this is how it came out. If you're interested in seeing how I built it, stick around.
The first thing I did was measure everything so that I can figure out the dimensions. And then I started cutting. I first cut the bottom and two sides. To give the sides a little bit of shape, I used a paint can and kind of just hand sketched a shape until I liked it. Once I was happy, I used a jigsaw to cut it out. Then I used my pocket jig to make a few pockets. With the frame built, now I cut a shelf and two dividers so that I can make compartments at the bottom. While I was at it, I went ahead and cut the second shelf I would need later for the shoe rack. I went ahead and painted before putting it together just to make things easier. Once everything was dry, then I started putting in pocket holes, both on the dividers and the shelf. This way I have a way to attach the dividers to the shelf and then the entire shelf assembly to the unit. I decided to fill in my holes with joint compound. With those drying, I cut to size a dowel rod and gave it a few coats of paint. Then found center on both of my sides and used a 4-center bit to drill a hole. Before putting in the top shelf, I grabbed 1 inch of scrap wood and then balanced it on the bar. Still working on the shoe rack, I cut another board to size and then ran it through my table saw to put a pretty shallow angle on it. For the side with knobs, I first laid out my marks, then used a drill to drill the holes. Then I simply came back and screwed in the knobs. But then on this dowel rod side, I actually used an angle finder as a guide to make sure that I was going in at the same angle on all these different holes. Then I simply cut the dowel up, squared up one side, and then put them in place. Going back to the shoe rack, I cut a small piece of trim and used a round over bit. Then I attached it to the edge to create a small lip. The last thing I did was put the unit on its back and attach 4 casters.
So I'm pretty excited how this came out because I think it's really functional. You got a shoe rack for shoes, hanging space for clothes, then 3 compartments down there for miscellaneous storage. You got knobs for jewelry, which you can always add more. Dowel rods for hats and masks. And then even back here, you can either put more baskets or purses or wigs or, you know, who knows what. But overall, I think that is going to be perfect for a little girl's dress-up station. Now, if you want more details, I have a written tutorial posted on my blog, which is wilkerdues.com. And I have left you a link in the description of the video. Oh, and a real quick announcement. I'm going to be joining Bob Claggett at I Like to Make Stuff for his December the 2nd Brain Pick. If you're not familiar with the show, it is a live Q&A to where y'all can hop online and ask us questions where y'all pick our brains. And so please join us for that. It is going to be December the 2nd, and I will leave you a link in the description of the video with more information. So, like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.